The local government news roundup is supported this month by the National Growth Areas Alliance Emerging Growth Areas Forum. Australia is working towards 1.2 million new homes over 5 years, and growth councils are on the front line of delivering them. It's not just about land release and planning approvals, it's about getting the roads, drainage, schools, libraries and community infrastructure right from day one. And that's the focus of the 2026 Emerging Growth Areas Forum, hosted by the National Growth Areas Alliance on Tuesday the 4th of August at Hume City Council Town Hall in Broadmeadows. It's running alongside the NGAA National Congress. For the first time, council leaders from emerging and established growth areas will come together to share what's worked and what hasn't in managing rapid growth, covering organisational readiness, working with developers, building community trust, and making the case for state and federal investment. If your council is facing rapid population growth, this is a forum built for you. Registration is open now to all local governments. Head to the NGAA website, ngaa.org.au, to secure your place. Ahead on the roundup today, tributes flow after the death of a Greater Bendigo councillor. Melton's push for rail electrification ramps up after a V-line outage. Liverpool Council awaits a crucial inquiry report. A $30,000 fine for Blue Mountains Council over a toxic spill. A second misconduct finding in a month for Cairns' mayor. An insurance payout dispute in Launceston. Adelaide Hills parts ways with its CEO. And more super council proposals put forward in New Zealand. Hello, it's Chris Eddy, and this is the Local Government News Roundup, bringing you more news from and about councils across Australia and beyond. Our podcast is brought to you with the support of the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government. From Symphony 3, simple connected customer experiences, and from Rath Engineering Development, smarter local government systems built from real on-the-ground experience. Thanks for joining me wherever you are in Australia or around the world. It's Friday the 10th of July. Our top story today out of Victoria is sad news from the city of Greater Bendigo, where Councillor Donna Nicholas has died. Councillor Nicholas was elected to represent the Lockwood ward at a by-election in April and attended her first council meeting in May. Mayor Councillor Thomas Prince and CEO Andrew Cooney have remembered her enthusiasm and genuine commitment to her community, and her natural way of engaging with residents, fellow councillors and staff. Councillor Nicholas is survived by her husband Drew, son Cody and granddaughter Stella. Valet Donna Nicholas. And another blow to the local government community this week as we learned of the passing of Julie Eisenbies, a widely respected senior local government executive who served with distinction, including through her leadership role as chair of the panel of administrators at South Gippsland Shire Council. Sincere condolences are extended to her family, friends and former colleagues. Valet Julie Eisenbies. In other news, a telecommunications outage on the V-Line network left commuters stranded on Wednesday morning and has prompted renewed calls from Melton City Council for the urgent electrification and duplication of the Melton rail line. The council is urging the Victorian and Australian governments to provide a fully funded commitment to deliver the project by 2030, alongside 2 new stations at Mount Atkinson and Thornhill Park. The council quotes modelling that shows electrification would increase public transport use by 27% and remove 12,000 cars from local roads daily. Mornington Peninsula Shire says it has launched a precautionary safety review of all council-managed sporting fields featuring synthetic cricket wicket covers. The move follows a recent fatal incident at Laylaw Recreation Reserve in the city of Whittlesea. Mayor Stephen Batty confirmed senior grounds are being prioritised for immediate maintenance ahead of weekend fixtures. Alpine Shire Council has adopted a new surveillance technology policy, bringing its CCTV and body-worn camera rules into one framework. The council says it will strengthen privacy safeguards, create an internal oversight committee and keep a central register of approved devices. The policy explicitly bans the use of AI and facial recognition technology. On our last episode of the Roundup, we spoke with Mark Pitt, the CEO of South Burnett Regional Council in Queensland, about the evolving nature of their body-worn camera policy, and we're asking for your views on where your council is at in terms of maturity and the use of body-worn cameras. A new poll is live on the website at lgnewsroundup.com. Some early votes trickling in, with 78% reporting the cameras are already in use. A further 11% are planning to introduce them, but 11% do not use them and are not currently planning to. Let us know your thoughts by heading to lgnewsroundup.com and participating in our weekly poll. Last week's poll has closed. We ask for your thoughts there on whether large rate increases were a failure of state and federal funding models or necessary decisions by councils managing real cost pressures. And 52% of participants said it was both. 28% think it's a failure of funding models. 14% see them as necessary council decisions. But 7% think it's neither. They believe it's something else. Thanks for participating in our weekly poll on the Local Government News Roundup website. Liverpool City Council is bracing for an Office of Local Government report that could determine if the municipality is placed into administration. The Daily Telegraph reports the final inquiry report is expected to be tabled in State Parliament within weeks. The council has dealt with more than 300 internal code of conduct complaints since late 2024, costing over $500,000. An ICAC inquiry is set to examine allegations of corruption linked to Strathfield Council and New South Wales Liberal Party branch stacking, with developer Jean Nashif central to a web of claims. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that investigators will look at alleged illegal donations and whether donation caps were breached or declarations avoided. The inquiry will also examine claims of intimidation and surveillance involving a former minister and alleged attempts to smear the New South Wales Building Commissioner. Hearings are expected to begin soon. Northern Beaches Council has urged state planning authorities to reject a $45 million sports precinct proposed by Queenwood School for Girls at Oxford Falls. The council argues the current plans, submitted as a state significant development application, are inappropriate for the local character, exceeding building height limits and failing to meet required front setbacks. The Daily Telegraph reports that concerns have also been raised about increased traffic congestion and potential microplastic pollution from the proposed synthetic turf fields. Blue Mountain City Council has been fined $30,000 by the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority following a major landfill leak earlier this year. An investigation revealed that an incorrectly closed isolation valve at the Blacksland Waste Management Facility caused up to 260,000 litres of toxic leachate to overflow into Cripple Creek. The EPA noted council staff were not properly trained to operate the valves, but acknowledged the council has since cooperated, updated its safe operating procedures and improved staff training. The council has also installed clearer signage at the facility to help prevent future incidents. Cumberland City Council has proposed updates to its social media policy after managing over 600 complaints against a single councillor. A news.com.au report reveals the complaints against independent councillor Ahmed Oof cost ratepayers over $100,000. The revised policy grants the General Manager powers to remove content impacting staff health and safety. Muswellbrook Shire Council has implemented a major structural overhaul to navigate economic changes across the region. A new Economic Investment Directorate has been established to drive local job creation, attract investment and support economic diversification. The restructure also includes a dedicated Corporate and Community Services Directorate, alongside an Infrastructure Directorate focused on major project delivery. Wallara Municipal Council has cut outdoor dining fees by 50% for local businesses with an annual turnover under $3 million. Announcing the initiative in Paddington, Mayor Sarah Dixon said the measure aims to reduce operational costs for restaurants and bars in the current economic climate. And Gunnedah Shire Council has opened a new purpose-built animal impound facility, replacing a pound more than 20 years old. Mayor Colleen Fuller OAM officially opened the site, which doubles the Shire's capacity and includes an isolation pen, a dedicated veterinary room and a public meet and greet area for rehoming. The $1.9 million project was jointly funded by the New South Wales Stronger Country Communities Fund, the Australian Government's Local Roads and Community Infrastructure Program, and the Council. Support for the Local Government News Roundup comes from Symphony 3, hosting another webinar that you might want to be part of if you're interested in how council IT projects can be run successfully. Chris Webber and Simon Adcock will share lessons from decades on the front line of government IT, looking at what successful council IT projects actually look like beyond the press release, where projects go wrong and the patterns every IT manager should recognise. And you'll get some practical tips for digital transformation grounded in local government reality. The webinar is on at 12 p.m. on Thursday, the 23rd of July. You can find out more and register at symphony3.com. Back to the news now, and out of Queensland, a Councillor Conduct Tribunal has handed down a second misconduct finding against Cairns Regional Council Mayor Amy Eden in less than a month. The independent body ruled that Ms Eden recklessly breached public trust by failing to disclose a conflict of interest regarding a close personal friend's business during a 2023 preferred supplier decision. According to the Courier Mail, Ms Eden has accepted the finding, labelled her omission an oversight, and must make a public admission at an upcoming council meeting. In an unusual move, Tablelands Regional Council has launched a dedicated website to counter community misinformation and rumours. The Is It True at TRC platform addresses 46 questions regarding council performance, operations and governance. The Cairns Post reports the initiative follows recent community survey results demanding greater organisational transparency. A dispute has flared between Tasmania's wool industry and the city of Launceston over a $100,000 insurance payout for a stolen historical trophy. According to the Mercury, the council has allocated the funds to general revenue, rejecting calls from the Tasmanian Wool Centre for an independent review into the ownership of the trophy and therefore who is entitled to the money. Hobart City Council has unanimously backed a plan to formalise guidelines for hosting public live sites and fan zones. Prompted by strong World Cup attendance, the framework will investigate whether the council should purchase permanent screening equipment to reduce long-term event costs. More on that from Pulse Tasmania. And ABC Radio reported the council has passed a motion calling for a national climate compensation fund and a scheme to force major polluters to compensate local governments for climate-related disasters. Huon Valley Council has become the first in Tasmania to launch an AI-powered digital planning portal. The end-to-end platform automatically reads architectural plans, identifies environmental overlays, and conducts compliance checks against the Tasmanian planning scheme. Initially being trialled with residential builder Wilson Homes to streamline pre-planning assessments, a full public release is expected to follow. In South Australia, Adelaide Hills Council has parted ways with Chief Executive Officer Greg Georgopoulos, effective immediately. 5MU reported the decision was made at a special council meeting on Wednesday, with the council citing a need for a change in executive leadership to support its future direction. Mr Georgopoulos joined the council in July 2023, following 5 years as CEO at Kangaroo Island Council. He'll receive 6 months' pay in lieu of notice. Director of Environment and Infrastructure Jade Ballantyne has been appointed acting CEO. The City of Fremantle in WA is considering plans to convert a council-owned asset into a 28-bed overnight respite centre. Partnering with St Patrick's Community Support Centre, the city has allocated $500,000 in its current budget to repurpose the former St John Ambulance Station. If approved on July 22nd, Fremantle will become the first local government in Western Australia to use its own property for this purpose. 2 more WA councils have locked in new budgets with rate rises for the year ahead. The City of Wanneroo has adopted a $430 million budget, including $138 million in capital works, alongside an average 6% rates increase. And the City of Stirling has signed off on its budget with an average 4.9% rise for homeowners and a 6.9% increase for commercial and industrial properties. The council says it remains debt-free and is forecasting a $4.5 million surplus by year's end. More from Perth now on those stories. Let's go across to New Zealand for our global report. And the only game in town is local government reform. In Northland, the region is moving closer to establishing a single super council for its 200,000 residents. In a landmark majority decision, the region's local government reform steering group has voted to recommend a staged transition. Northland's 4 existing councils would be reorganised into 2 unitary authorities by October 2028. With the ultimate goal to merge into a single unitary council by 2031 to align with local election cycles. According to a report from NZ Herald, a single council structure is expected to deliver the greatest overall strategic benefits for the region, marking the most significant local government shake-up in the area since 1989. The recommendation will go to each individual council now for ratification ahead of the central government August deadline. A proposal to merge 9 Wellington region councils into a single authority has been unveiled by Lower Hutt Mayor Ken Laban. Under the draft plan, a new 20-member body would manage regional infrastructure and planning for over 500,000 residents, while devolving some decisions to community councils. Passing budgets would require a 2/3 majority to ensure cross-regional consensus, though the proposal has already drawn early mixed reactions from neighbouring mayors. More on that from the Wellington Scoop. And Hastings District Council is urging residents to provide feedback on the future structure of local government in Hawke's Bay before a current consultation phase closes this weekend. Options under consideration include a single regional unitary authority, 2 separate authorities for northern and southern Hawke's Bay, or making no submission at all. From the UK, work has commenced at the newly established Sussex and Brighton Strategic Authority, with Brighton and Hove City Council leader Bella Sankey appointed as the initial chair. The authority is allocating £117 million to boost regional infrastructure, skills and employment. The BBC reports the rotating leadership role will transition to a directly elected mayor in 2028. Leicestershire Police have seized more than 800 illegal e-scooters and e-bikes since launching Operation Pedal Fast last year. Leicester City Council has supported the crackdown to improve pedestrian safety in the city centre. Mayor Sir Peter Salisbury said the council was very happy to support the, quote, excellent initiative, according to BBC News, which reported the enforcement initiative is now being expanded county-wide. And a Reform UK councillor in Walsall, England, has been arrested following a report of harassment. Councillor Carl Creaney, who represents the New Invention Ward, confirms the arrest took place at his home last month. He maintains there's nothing to hide and faces no current sanctions from the local authority or his party. West Midlands Police are investigating, while Walsall Council has stated the matter rests entirely with law enforcement. In the US, New York City Council has finalised its fiscal year budget, delivering a win for pet owners with a $1.5 million allocation for animal welfare. USA Today reported the funding expands mobile spay and neuter services and launches a pilot pet food pantry. Local officials say the municipal programs aim to ease cost of living pressures and reduce shelter surrenders. And the campaign period is officially underway for Winnipeg's civic election in Canada, scheduled for the 28th of October. The Canadian Union of Public Employees has launched a local guarantee campaign, calling on candidates to back a 5-point priority plan. The union's platform includes demands for a public composting system, wastewater infrastructure upgrades, and a buy local economic strategy. Mayoral candidates have until September to register, while councillor registrations open later this month. And that's the latest from the Local Government News Roundup, edition number 614, recorded on the 10th of July 2026. If you have comments or feedback, you can send an email to lgweeklynews@gmail.com, and you can find out more about this episode, including story links, by heading to lgnewsroundup.com. Our podcast is brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, Symphony 3, simple, connected customer experiences, and Rath Engineering Development, smarter local government systems built from real on-the-ground experience. The Local Government News Roundup is recorded in the city of Greater Geelong, Victoria, on the land of the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I hope you have a great weekend. Until next time, thanks for listening and bye for now. Support for the local government news roundup comes from Rath Engineering Development, smarter systems for local government, like Red GMS, helping councils manage gravel pits and projects, track quality, test results, blending options and haulage, and know the true cost per tonne from day one. Rath Engineering Development can give you a one-off report that uses your existing pit data to pinpoint the best gravel sources for your next resheeting program or disaster restoration works, saving your council time and money. For local government systems built from real on-the-ground experience, talk to the team at Rath Engineering Development. Head to rathed.com.au to find out more.